Hello and welcome. My name is Zaffar Iqbal and you are watching the Mojo Story. Bangladesh's interim government has requested India to extradite Sheikh Hasina, the ousted prime minister of that country who has been living in India since an uprising took place in Bangladesh and she was forced to fled in August. She's been in India since the last few months. Now, Bangladesh interim government has sent a note verbale to India. The ME has confirmed that they have received that communication but has not commented after that. To discuss this, we're joined by um, Apurba Jahangir, who joins us from Bangladesh, is the Deputy Press Secretary of the Yunus government. We're also joined from New Delhi by Major General Dhruv Katoch, Director, India Foundation. Welcome to Mojo Story, Major General Dhruv Katoch and Apurba Jahangir. Apurba, if I start with you, we have been hearing this for some time now that Bangladesh will seek an extradition of Sheikh Hasina, but now a formal note of communication has been sent to India. What is the need for her extradition right now?
Well, you're talking. Well, first of all, there are lot of cases against her. We've seen what she has done over the last 15 years, and we're talking about. We're not. You can say she's the former prime minister, but she's also. We're talking about a criminal here. So obviously, there is a treaty between India and Bangladesh where these exchanges exist. So obviously, we want her to come to the country and face justice and face the court. So that's why this, I think, this extradition note has been placed.
Major General Dhruv Katoch, what he's referring to is 2013 extradition treaty between Bangladesh and India. What should India do? Of course, a formal communication has come from Bangladesh. If India sends Sheikh Hasina to Bangladesh, of course, then the Sheikh Hasina has been a friend of India for a long time. That may not be a wise move by India, but if India does not send her to Bangladesh, it is sort of violating that extradition treaty. What are India's options? Obviously, India will have to come up with some sort of a stand on this issue now.
Thank you, Zafar. Zafar, I'm not aware of what the government of India will do, but I can give you my personal opinion. One is, as far as the treaty is concerned, it is not binding on us to send back Sheikh Hasina. Right? There are enough clauses in that agreement if we simply have to go through the process of verification, etc., that may take up to 10 years or 20 years. So that is out. That is one. But on a personal note, the way I've analyzed this, one, when we are looking at Sheikh Hasina, she is still, in my view, the legal prime minister of Bangladesh. She has not resigned. And the Yunus government, as of now, is an illegal government in Bangladesh, as per the constitution of Bangladesh. So whom are we talking to? I mean, that is what I'm not very clear. In Bangladesh, we have got a government which, in my view, is an illegitimate government, which has been formed kind courtesy to the United States of America through a coup. And the person who is now put there to head the government is himself a convicted felon. He is convicted for his role in the Grameen Bank, right? And of course, now you can say that the courts have overturned that conviction. Well, he's the boss. He's got something overturned against him. But leaving that aside, the point is very simple. In my view, there is no way in which Sheikh Hasina should be returned. I'm not the government of India, so what the government will do is different. But my stand is very clear. No, it is simply political vendetta. And as and when she goes there, the first thing which they will do is they will murder this lady, the way they have carried out the murder of hundreds of people, innocent people, especially of the Hindu community. Cold-blooded murder, which has not been objected to.
Let him respond. Apurba, the point that General Saab is saying is that she still considers herself as the prime minister. In her speech, she referred herself as the prime minister after she came to India, the address that she made. and also that the interim government in Bangladesh, there's no election that have been taking place in Bangladesh since the interim government came in. So, wouldn't it be better that such things happen after an election takes place, after a duly elected government comes into place that will have more sort of a credibility to put across such requests?
Well, General Saab can think whatever he wants. It's his right to do so. But the Indian government has already referred to Sheikh Hasina as the former prime minister, first of all. Second of all, in terms of a resignation letter, we've seen how Assad fled. Was there a resignation letter? I don't think so. We're talking about, the thing is, it's very, I think it's very naive to phrase it like that. It's as an illegal government or whatever what people are saying. The truth is the truth, right? This is a government that has come through an uprising, right? The world is showing their support. So you can think whatever you want, but it is what it is. So I don't think there's any question about that. But and in terms of whether the the judicial process is its own process, so it would take time. Maybe it would maybe the case about Hasina can be finished as the interim government exists, or it can go to while the election happens and another government takes place. But it has to happen. That is what the Bangladeshi people want.
The concern that General Saab was pointing at is the safety of Sheikh Hasina. If she's sent there, uh, what is the guarantee that she will be safe there? Because she had to flee that country at a very short notice.
Well, the thing is, the people guarantees that she will be safe here because the people want a fair trial, no matter what, no matter if it's Sheikh Hasina or somebody else. So a fair trial will be ensured. All the human rights will be upholded, but the trial needs to happen, and it needs to happen in Bangladesh. So that's it.
General Katoch, the point is that why should there be two set of rules if this extradition treaty is there, and one set of people can be sent as per that treaty? Why not a former prime minister of Bangladesh who is a Bangladeshi national to face the courts there? Do you think that is possible, or that is just completely out of question?
No, very frankly, Zafar, I do not know what the government of India will do.
Right.
My personal take on this. You see, we've got a spokesperson from the Bangladesh government. I've got no problems. You know, they're free to air their views. I mean, that's what democracies are all about. But in my personal opinion, the government of India, under no circumstance, under any circumstances, should hand over a frail old lady who has been removed from power unconstitutionally by brute force through the support of the United States of America. I can't make it any clearer than that. And a person has been imposed on them who is heading the administration, who was a person nurtured by the Clinton administration. Now, did the people of Bangladesh have any say in this? The answer is no. Okay, you have a bunch of ragtag people coming together, creating anarchy in that state, right? The army chooses to stay away for whatever reasons and not uphold their constitutional duty. And here we are pressed to, we have a new government, a downright Islamic fundamentalist government. They have broken every single principle for which they fought for in 1971, where they fought for their culture and their language. They are now fighting for an Islamic republic, and they will lose their culture and their language. I make no bones about it. I have written about this, and I'm very clear about it. So, to expect any
General,
justice to come,
General
no,
Katoch,
it is their, no, just for 1 minute. It is their country. They can do what they like. I have no problems with that.
yeah,
But to expect us to conform to that, no. That is unacceptable to me as a citizen of India, and I do hope the government of India has a similar view.
but General Saab, the point is that what happens to India-Bangladesh relations in the future is already tense. It could just go down further, and there will be more tension, and that is not going to help the relation in the long run. Because if you're saying that Bangladesh is drifting away, it will drift further because of all because of this particular think that the request that's come from Bangladeshi government and the Indian response, that's going to be critical?
No, you see, the India-Bangladesh relations have already dipped, right? And with this particular government in power, it is not going to improve. There are different powers at play. The control is not really with the people of Bangladesh or with the administration there. The controls are outside, right? And people are controlling the narrative the way it is going to go, and the rest of them are really actors on the stage. They're following directives. So, as far as the India-Bangladesh relationship is concerned, even if Sheikh Hasina is handed over, they are not going to improve. That's the point. So, whether we hand over Sheikh Hasina, whether the government of India, I'm nobody, I beg your pardon, whether the government of India hands over Sheikh Hasina or not, it is not going to alter the very relationship between India and Bangladesh, which has been vitiated because of the nature of the regime and of the genocide which they are carrying out there of the minority population. There have
But
even been people from within the administration who are talking of invading India, capturing Calcutta, killing everybody. Now,
but
this is from this country. Now, this is unacceptable. I would like to make it very clear to whomsoever is listening, this is unacceptable.
but
India will not accept it. India will offer a hand of friendship. India will do everything it can to support the people of Bangladesh.
right.
But India
But
will
but
not
but
bow
the
down,
point is that
will not bow down to this.
the relationship, is it hinged to one particular person, Sheikh Hasina? Because Bangladesh as a country is there, the people are there, and India Bangladesh relationships are there since decades. So how can the relationship be just focused on one particular person? Of course, this extradition is important, that this communication has come. Then the Indian stand, what is India going to do? Of course, we don't know. That's also going to be crucial. But India has still got to work with a neighboring country in some way.
Well, Zafar, the relationship is not hinged on Sheikh Hasina. The relationship is held with the people of Bangladesh. And I personally consider the present government there doing everything to destroy their country, to destroy their culture, and to destroy their language. Within 5 years, Bengali will not be spoken in this country. They will lose everything because that is the nature of the regime. That is the nature of the Islamic Republic. They have loyalties to Mecca. They do not have loyalty to the people of Bangladesh. So,
Okay, Apurba,
nothing to do with
Apurba,
Sheikh Hasina.
uh, right. Apurba, when we spoke last time, you said that that there is this interim government, but eventually there will be elections, and in those elections, Awami League will also take part. That is what has been decided. But last time there was no sort of a timeline that was given. Now some time has passed. Has any headway been made in that direction? That
Yes,
what can be the steps one after the other that will lead to the culmination of this process? Because at the end of the day, there had to be elections. A democratically elected government has come to power.
of course. Well, there has been some improvement on that matter. If you, I don't know if you've seen the last speech the chief advisor of Bangladesh gave. He gave two specific dates. If the so you have to realize why the uprising happened and what was the mandate of that uprising. The uprising wanted some reforms and then an election, right? So if the chief advisor of Bangladesh said that if there is minimum reforms done or no reforms at all and just the election, that can be done by December 2025. And if there has to be some minimum reform, especially with the election commission and the constitution, then it might take up to the mid of 2026. So there has been given that there have been two possible dates given actually. So now it's our job and to sit with all the political parties and all the stakeholders to discuss on what the nation wants. So we're going through that.
Right. Is something being done about it? Has the discussion started?
Yeah, it will. So there are some reform commissions that have been working for the last 4 months. They will start to submit their report from in the next couple of weeks to mid-January. So after that, all the discussions will take place, and then we will come to a conclusion.
Right. Now, I want to ask you about the condition of the minorities in that country. There are fresh reports that more temples have been vandalized. What can you tell us about the situation on the ground? Because last time you said that those are exaggerated media reports, but everything cannot be an exaggeration. Of course, there must be some truth to it. That's why these things are being reported. What are you doing? What is the government doing to ensure safety of the minorities in that country?
Well, it is one of our. I think we have upheld the, the safety of minorities pretty well. If you've seen the last couple of years, especially during the Hasina regime, what happened to the minorities, especially Hindu people. So then you will get a clear example. I'm still saying to that, you don't have to believe me. I'm still saying we have opened our visas to every journalist that can come into Bangladesh. Come to Bangladesh and see for yourself. There have been incidents, but the thing is, was it a hate crime incident or was it a political incident that you need to navigate? Right. So so I can tell you a lot of things. I can give you data, but these are all government data. So I know for a fact that since I am a government mouthpiece, you wouldn't have to believe all the sentences I said. So to your question, my answer will be come to Bangladesh and see it for yourself. We're all
No, last time when we were discussing, we were also talking about the lawyer. The lawyer could not go to the Hindu priest to defend him because he was beaten up in a hospital ICU. There were those photographs also that we discussed upon. What has been done about that?
Well, first of all, it was not the ISKCON leader's lawyer. It was another lawyer who was killed by ISKCON followers. So that incident took place, and now he has a lawyer. So he is getting due judicial process. So there has been improvement on that.
Okay. General Katoch, the view coming from Bangladesh is that they are trying to improve the situation on the ground and are trying to put in systems in place to defend the minorities, even as reports about vandalization of temples come in. What is your sense of the situation?
Very frankly, I think it is a very grave situation. The Bangladesh society is fractured, and there are two groups of people there. In fact, I will leave out the political parties for the moment, and I will leave out Mr. Yunus also for the moment. But basically, there are two very large segments of groups there. One is a pro-Islamist group, which will eventually have Sharia imposed in Bangladesh, and which will follow the lines of the Arab states. Right? We are looking at something at Afghanistan, say, or maybe even worse than Pakistan, certainly. Right? Pakistan will still stabilize. I think Bangladesh is different. So this is one group which wants a particular type of Muslim rule in Bangladesh. The second one are the nationalists. They still retain the culture and the language. Now, both of them, I think, are reasonably powerful groups there, but the weapons at the moment, or the power at the moment, is with the Islamists, and they will do everything to put down the political process. Now, the spokesperson has very correctly stated that the elections have been ordered. But I know the experience of it. You see, once we come closer to the dates, we will see what happens. We will, I personally am not sanguine that these elections are going to be held anytime soon, right? However, there may be a change in the entire global situation because a large part of the support to the present administration has come from the United States when the Democrats were in power. He is a Clinton man. Now, with President Trump coming in on 20th January, I really don't know what will happen. There may be a dramatic change. So let us wait and see. Come 20th January and different. When there's a different dispensation in the United States calling a different tune, then I do not think Mohammad Yunus will retain the power and heft he had in the United States. He doesn't have a standing in Bangladesh. Please let's make it very clear. The standing in Bangladesh is with the Jamaat and with the youth wing. Even the BNP or the Awami League does not have that. That is the central point.
Now, you spoke about the US. In fact, there are reports that Jack Sullivan, the national security advisor of the US, has spoken to the chief administrator of Bangladesh and has stressed on democracy besides other things. But if I may give you the last word, Apurba, how do you see the country as such? Is it divided? Is it more united than ever? Or do you think that the country is talking, there are messages coming out from Bangladesh which are sort of different? There is no united message coming out from Bangladesh. And what is the solution to that?
First of all, I'll answer your question. I would just defer to General Saab a bit. If General Saab is saying that Professor Mohammad Yunus is a Clinton man, and then in that regard, is Narendra Modi a Trump man? So that's something that we argued about. Secondly, I don't think so. It's as I said, it's very naive to set it up like that, right? But you're talking about culture, you're talking about Islamists. We had a concert yesterday. Raat Fateh Ali Khan and played here with among other rock bands. So I don't see any Islamist group or anything extreme happening in Bangladesh. So I don't think there should be some check on where you're getting your facts. And as I said, the most I can tell you is just I would have come to Bangladesh and see it for yourself.
Okay, quickly, you want to rebut before we wrap up, General Katoch?
Yeah, Zaffar, you see, the reference was made, to Trump and, Mr. Modi was being compared to Mr. Yunus. Mr. Modi has won the mandate of this country from the people of India 3 consecutive times with an overwhelming majority. Mr. Yunus, I wonder which election he's fought. Thank you.
You have to. I'm sorry, but you have to realize when Dr. Yunus was suggested to be the chief advisor, you have to see how the people reacted.
Okay, we'll have to leave it here. Apurba and Major General Dhruv Katoch. Of course, when there will be elections, it will be clear who has the support. But for the moment, the country seems to be in a flux, and everybody is concerned about that, particularly the countries in the neighborhood. Thanks so much, Major General Dhruv Katoch and Apurba Jahangir, for joining us. We'll have to leave it here. Thanks to our viewers for watching the Mojo Story.
Thank you.
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.